watching us tonight. Welcome to Law Matters, the mother of all law talk shows on television in Kenya. I am your host, Elvin Onsongo, and tonight we take a journey through the advent, development, and advancement in technology. Now, with technology, we found a new home. Many of us, both at home and away from home. And we've had our own fair use of this aspect, technology, positively, and some of us even negatively. Now, as adults, we've had major use of the digital space, and some of us have found ourselves ruffling feathers and finding ourselves in a position that we somehow get irritable when we use technology. Now, imagine this is an adult, this is you using technology, and sometimes you encounter something that really does not look or sound so pretty or so well with you. How about our children? How about our sons, daughters, our sisters, and our brothers, who, fortunately or unfortunately, we have also enabled them to be active consumers of technology, sometimes without any control, without supervision, without monitoring. So whatever they consume in that technology, we are sometimes in the dark. We do not know what they're doing and what they're consuming from that technology. What are the risks? What are the vulnerabilities? What are the threats? And do we have a law, or do we have laws in Kenya that speak in that room? Do we have laws that speak in that aspect in terms of controlling how our children consume technology? What are the safeguards in the legal framework, and how does the law work in order to protect and provide a very safe digital space for our children? So tonight we talk into that, and in our studios we are very blessed to have an expert in technology and in matters technological law. So before we debunk the topic, I will allow my guest to first introduce himself. Welcome, Wakili.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Job Musembi Titus. I'm an advocate of the High Court. I also practice law in the law firm of PMAC Advocates. PMAC Advocates is located in Kilimani, Nairobi. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Titus, and thank you for being our guest tonight. Perhaps we start with a small joke. Let me see if we can get this joke right. Why do you think the computer wore glasses? It's a joke. I don't know if you can debunk that joke. Why do you think a computer should wear glasses, or a mobile phone, simply?
Because it cannot see us.
Because it can lose all its contacts anyway. Okay, so Wakili Titus, asante sana. And now, let me just start by asking you, how has your experience in technology been, use of technology? You can just tell us briefly, how has your experience been in the digital space?
Yes, I began using technology as a child myself, or interacting with technology, if I may use that word, from when the mobile phone came. I was still a very young child, and that time the mobile phone could not connect to the internet, and we used to mostly be interested in playing games, those 2D games on our parents' phones, and then we graduated to phones that were colored and could access the internet. And still as a child, we were only interested in the games. And then sometime when I went to high school, around the year 2009, I got to learn about Facebook. Facebook was the new social media in Kenya. I remember I opened a Facebook account as a child.
Wow.
In fact, at that time, parents did not know what Facebook is. It's their children who knew. And you can see the gap there.
So when we talk about technology and children, you're a perfect example.
I'm a perfect example.
You are exposed to technology as a young boy
Yes,
growing
yes,
up.
yes.
How was it as a young boy exposed to technology and having use of it? How exciting was this journey?
It was exciting because one, it opens you beyond the limits of your geographical location. So you can dream. If you're a village boy, you can dream of making contact with people beyond the territories of Kenya. You not only making contact with them, but even getting to interact and see how the world out there is. You can see with the YouTube, you can access any kind of videos that you want. So technology is both informative and educative. I know that people use technology to even Google all kinds of problems, sometimes to self-medicate when you are sick.
Actually, I've done that a lot. I've self-medicated through Google.
Yes.
Yes.
I know of ladies or even men who watch videos on YouTube on how to prepare meals and experiment with meals. So technology is informative, it's educative, it's also entertaining. Talk about TikTok, talk about Instagram, yeah,
Twitter.
talk about Netflix.
Yes.
You can access movies from your phone, and you can also game. There's gaming technology. With technology now, you can play with people against people outside who you've not met online. So technology is a whole world out there, but technology is also very dangerous, as we will see.
We'll get into that, Wakili.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Just to remind our viewers that you can continue watching us on YouTube. We are live on KUTV Kenya, and on X, formerly Twitter, we are on KUTV_Kenya, and on Instagram, we are at KUTV Kenya. Continue interacting with us, send in your views, your reviews, and also you can also put in your questions, because this show is meant to address all those aspects. Now, Wakili, talking about children and technology, for the benefits of our viewers, what is the definition of a child in our laws? Who is a child vis-a-vis our laws in Kenya?
Yes. A child basically is a human being who is below the age of 18 years. Yes.
So a child is below the age of 18.
Yes.
And technology, when you talk about technology, in our introductory note, you spoke about the benefits of it, how you've used it. So what is technology? Are we just talking about a space like TikTok? Are we just talking about Facebook? You can tell us, and what is technology in a wholesome?
So I think simply put,
yes,
technology is generally using science or applying science. And so technology is in everything we do, actually. Only that technology keeps advancing. Even the calculator we use, the watch we wear, the motor vehicle you board, you drive, the airplane, anything that applies science in day-to-day life is technology. And for purposes of maybe this talk, technology is, we can focus on digital technology. Generally, digital technology is technology that involves the use of a computer, and especially where it is connected to the internet. Yes.
Okay. So we all become, in fact, I forgot to say that with the advent of technology and the advancement therein, we've become netizens. We have acquired a new citizenship, and we've become netizens.
Yes.
Now, you being a child who was exposed to technology at a very early stage, and from your experience and what you know about technology right now, what would you say, express yourself on what is the right time to expose a child to technology? Do you think there's a right time before attaining the age of majority, 18 years, from 5 maybe to before 18? do you think is the right period to introduce a child to technology? I ask this because now in the modern world, we see parents nowadays giving their children mobile phones for entertainment,
Yes.
and for so many other reasons. Do you think it's the right thing, and what do you think is the right moment?
Okay, I'm not a psychologist or a medica, but in my opinion, I think there is at different stages, children can be introduced to technology. You cannot just introduce children to technology wholesomely. Different ages will require different levels of technology.
Yes.
And then also there's different there's need for supervision.
Yes.
Or the need for supervision is different at also different stages.
Yes.
And also there is need for parents to not only supervise but also to preview
Yes.
what their children are being exposed to. So, for example, children can be exposed to cartoons when they are very young, and then they can graduate from cartoons to using the TV to watch educational programs.
Yes.
When they join school.
Yes.
And then they can watch entertainment. I believe all work without play makes Jack a dull boy. So
very true.
I am not a proponent for totally banning your child from watching or using technology. So especially for entertainment,
yes,
I think children can watch movies, and it's important to take note of age-appropriate content. So children need to be exposed to age-appropriate content, depending on their age. So that's where the need for supervision comes. The need for parental guidance comes. As a parent, you don't want to expose very young children to violent
radicalism,
yes,
sort of scenarios or pictures.
Yes.
Now, as a boy in the old days, that in you who are very privileged to be exposed to technology at an early stage, were you supervision free, or was it was tight around it when you were let into the digital space?
No, it was. So I remember. Let me just say that my very first interaction with technology would have been television. So watching cartoons, watching the normal programming during the analog TV before we migrated to digital. So the choices were very limited. I remember, unless you had a satellite dish, you just had 5 choices, 5 stations to watch.
KBC and a few others.
Yes, KBC, NTV, Citizen, and KTN.
Very true.
Yes. So
this is telling our viewers we are old without telling them.
Yes. Okay. So you see, with that, there was no need for supervision as such, and also the content on television was in most cases appropriate for general audience. So even children would watch. But that is not to say that I was not under supervision. I remember very clearly that I will not be allowed to watch any TV past the 9 p.m. news.
Okay.
Because there were soap operas that will come after 9 p.m. which parents deemed not appropriate for children. Yes. And so there was supervision.
There was always what do you call it? A discretion, viewers' discretion. Yes. Some programs before you view them, they were perfect for general family viewing, and others were not appropriate for children.
Yes.
Now, these children we've exposed to the digital space. First, before we go into the risks, the threats, and the vulnerabilities that they are bound to encounter, how safe is technology for the children before we get into the threats and the risks? In your own assessment as an expert, how safe is the digital space for a person below the age of 18 years?
When supervised,
Yes.
it will be safe, because we need to raise children who are digital savvy and tech savvy, because the market, the career market will require children to be able to operate computers, to be able to operate the internet or work from the internet. So you cannot afford to shut children away from technology. But how safe is it? Unsupervised, very unsafe.
Very unsafe.
Very
unsupervised.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's get into the...
And without protection by the state. It's
and
very
without
unsafe.
protection by the state.
Yes.
Very good. Now, what are these threats that our children are bound to encounter if they're in the digital, if they are in the uncontrolled, unsupervised digital space? You can express yourself around those threats.
Yeah. One is what I've already mentioned, exposure to age inappropriate content. Yes.
Okay.
When I say age inappropriate content, I mean content that exposes children to pornography, to harmful ideologies, radically extreme ideologies, to even violence. Some movies have a lot of violence, bloodshed. That's one of the threats.
They love watching, they call it action movies.
Yes, action movies.
Yes.
But some movies could expose children to a lot of violence, making them violent. The other threats are addiction. Too much exposure of children to technology could get them addicted. We've seen cases of people who are addicted to gaming. Boys are addicted to the PlayStation. And it leads to a disorder known as compulsive gaming.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there's addiction. There's child pornography.
Yes.
Children could be exposed to being the objects of pornography. And then there's grooming. There's something called grooming.
Yes.
So grooming, so children are at danger from what we call predators. They are predators in the digital space who are trying to take advantage of our children. There's child trafficking. Children,
very critical.
Yes, very critical. Yeah. Children could be lured by these predators and get kidnapped and trafficked outside, or even outside Kenya, or even within Kenya for other activities. And then
thank you, Mr. Titus. I think we'll hold it at that point.
Yes.
We will continue. We'll proceed with the threats, the risks, and the vulnerabilities that the children are bound to encounter when using unprotected and unsupervised technology. My directors inform us that we should be taking our first break, and when we come back, we shall proceed from the point of the risks and the vulnerabilities as we move towards the law in order to cure those risks. Thank you very much. Continue watching us, and we will see you right back after our first short break.
Thank you.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Hi, my name is Stella Tioi.
Jina langu naitwa Okemwa Mokwa James.
This is Mandela Gaya.
Ugonjwa ulipokuja ulichukua siku 3 ukaniweka in coma. 20 wamezikwa, 2 ndio wako hai.
I don't even know how it feels to see.
I feel like I cannot express myself well the way somebody who can walk can actually express themselves.
Ilichukua muda mwingi mrefu tena mpana ili kuikubali kwamba mimi siwezi tembea tena.
I've come to actually accept myself.
Ukijaribu kumsimamisha mtu umwambie tafadhali nionyeshe njia,
They find it quite strange talking to you.
We should just make schools integrated
Inclusive setups.
by providing the right facilities.
Welcome back to our second segment, our viewers, of Law Matters of today's episode. And to just but remind you, continue interacting with us on Twitter. We are at KUTV_Kenya. On Instagram, we are at KUTV Kenya. And for those who want to keep watching us, we are live on YouTube as well at KUTV Live. So, Wakili, we had reached the point where we were addressing ourselves to the issue of the threats, the risks, and the vulnerabilities, and you had adequately addressed yourself around that area. But perhaps you can take us through the last part of it before we move into the law. So what are the other risks that can come across children who are using unprotected and supervised technology?
Yes, children are likely to also give out their data to people out there, and we don't know what this data could be used to. It could be used to impersonate children, especially when they are grown-ups. Also, children are likely to give up data that is sensitive and which may be used to bully them, what we call cyberbullying. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So cyberbullying is an active threat, and this especially will result in when what children are saying in the digital space out there, which will expose them to cyberbullying, or also what is being said to them or said about their parents could affect them if they read it. You can imagine when a child is reading her parent being trolled, his or her parent being trolled on social media, how it could affect
the
child.
mental ease.
Yes. So there's cyberbullying, and lastly is the lack of creativity. You know, children need to be able to be creative to build their skills. So if children are over-relying on technology, they cannot draw, they cannot calculate.
Actually, I think you're speaking into, we now have, what is it called? Artificial intelligence.
Yes.
It's a space that now can provide answers and solutions to virtually everything.
Yes.
So is this really taking a toll, dealing a heavy blow to creativity of our children?
Yes.
Talk about it.
Yeah, you know, children are still learning, and when they're still learning, they need to exercise their creative muscle.
Yes.
The creativity muscle in their brains. So any technology that makes them get whatever they need, be it in arithmetics, be it in literature, be it in science, may hinder their education, may hinder their creativity, and so stunt their growth. And we see this even among grown-ups. Over-reliance on technology, on artificial intelligence,
Yes.
may stunt someone's creativity.
Mr. Titus, what do you think, what is the future of our education? Because if I take us a few years back, I think during your time, if we had, for example, a research assignment or task in school, we would spend time in the library perusing books, getting content, getting information in order to prepare and finalize on our, for example, thesis, researches. But now with artificial intelligence, as we said, you can just drop a question, you can just ask anything and it can give you a whole text on any topic. What do you think? How is this affecting our education? And what is the future of our education? Because now I think our brothers and sisters do not have time to go to the library and read books when they have AI right in their hands. What is the future of our education?
Of course, I believe AI has a role to play. It may make research a little bit easier, or if not making research easier in itself, it can point you towards where to research. So we cannot dismiss AI. AI is here with us. We need to know how to use it. I know AI could assist in analyzing data and such kind of information. So AI is here to help us. We only need to know how to use it. What I would say is that the lecturers and people in charge of education, they just need to know how to teach their students how to use AI without compromising on how the students do actual research. They also need to integrate AI as a form of research.
Okay.
Or as a form
tool.
of data. Yes, as a tool of data analysis.
Yes.
And such like stuff. So there's need to balance without people being over reliant on AI.
Mr. Titus, before we again transit into the low part of protecting children in the digital space, or providing, I think now you call it hygienical digital space, still on AI, let us go a few months back and look at what we encountered when we had the Mandamano, okay, the Gen Z protest, and AI was at the very core. Okay, we saw image creation, and this even invited the government, the president, and some of his allies, sounding warnings to parents and saying, now you need to manage your children, manage your sons and daughters in terms of using technology, and most importantly and critically, AI, because I think what was the main issues at that point was the creation of certain videos and certain images that never tested so well to the government and, of course, to the president. Now, how do we now, going into the law, how can the law regulate, for example, improper use of a tool like artificial intelligence, so that we don't use some of these spaces, some of these advancements to violate or abuse the rights of another person? So how does the law bring about regulation of such digital spaces?
Yes, we don't have a deficiency of laws.
Yes.
That will govern the use of AI, I believe.
Yes.
The law itself, we have very many acts of parliament. There is the Kenya Communications Information and Communications Act. There is the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act.
Yes.
There are very many laws. What I believe should be done is enforcement of these laws without infringing on the rights of citizens, their freedom to expression. What I came to learn with the protests was that the ruling class pretends that they love the freedom of expression. So they will only shout that the freedom of expression is being undermined when they are the ones who are being prevented from expressing themselves. But when the common citizens, when the youth and the young members of the society express themselves, people who appear not to matter in their eyes, now they start telling us that you're abusing AI, you're misusing technology. yet they themselves, they have no problem insulting each other on funerals and political rallies. So there is a double standard.
Yes.
So there is need to, of course, I understand that technology should not be used to promote terrorism and to promote
Violence.
violence,
Yeah.
and also to spread misinformation
And propaganda.
and also ethnic
Incitement. Yeah.
There's a place for that, but also there's a place for freedom of expression. People need to be able to vent, to express their frustrations with the government, to even use sarcasm and jokes without people taking unnecessary offense. Why would someone take offense because they're depicted in a cartoon or in whatever scenario? It's just a joke.
We see that every day in our newspapers.
Yes.
And it's a joke. It's a good thing.
Yes.
It makes people laugh, and it passes information. Now, in your career, Mr. Titus, how has technology and most critically artificial intelligence affected your practice when it comes to, for example, adducing or producing evidence in court, videographic, photographic, and sometimes someone wants to challenge that and say this is not real, because what is AI generated basically is not real. So how has this tool, the AI tool in technology, affected your practice in your profession?
Yes. One, AI has helped me personally as a lawyer. One, in proofreading what I write. Sometimes editing what I write or what I do. Also helped with data analysis, where I'm trying to analyze some data and come up with conclusions and arguments. But I've also seen AI mislead me.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes AI will quote for you non-existent laws as a lawyer. It will quote for me non-existent judicial decisions that don't exist, or they may quote a judicial decision that exists
Or was overturned. Okay.
but totally lie to you on what was held in that decision.
Okay.
So AI needs to be used very carefully.
Okay.
That's what I've come to learn. As to production of technology, I have not encountered a situation where an AI-generated photo has been used.
Okay.
But when I look at the law, especially the Evidence Act, there are guardrails which the law provides for when producing electronic evidence. You need to swear that it was not
AI generated.
yeah, you need to say that it was not altered.
Yes.
The image that you produced is an authentic image, and you didn't there's
a verification.
Yes, there's a whole process in Section 106
Okay.
of the Act. And you see, the good thing with the law is that, especially in legal trials, is that our system is adversarial. A party which believes that an image is AI generated can challenge it. Through cross-examination, they can bring their own witness, to an expert witness, and analyze the photo and say, in their opinion, this is an AI generated photo. So all this is possible. Especially, just to mention, the 2022 presidential election petition dealt with the cases where people were trying to mislead the Supreme Court.
Okay.
With photoshopped documents.
I remember the forms.
Yes, and forms that were downloaded and doctored.
Yes,
you see?
Yes.
So
others that had some funny marks,
yes.
Allegedly
Yes.
being said that they never belonged to IBC.
Yes. So it is important for the judiciary to cooperate with all stakeholders, especially in the ICT world, to train judges so that judges are not misled with this technological advancement, where people may try to doctor and falsify evidence using AI, using technology. Yes, there's need for that. And also, I think we need to now to generate a law or to seriously prosecute people who try to falsify evidence
and manipulate
evidence using technology. Yes.
Thank you. That's Mr. Titus continuing to give us a very critical debunking of this topic tonight of protection of children against harmful technology. Just to keep reminding our viewers, do not forget to continue interacting with us, sending in your questions on Twitter at KUTV_Kenya and on Instagram at KUTV Kenya. This is the mother of all law talk shows on your television in Kenya. Now, Mr. Titus, we have the Constitution that in the very robust Bill of Rights, that's Chapter 4 of it, provides for the rights and freedoms to both adults and children. And of course, this means adults and children are entitled to things like access to information, and information can be gotten from among very many platforms, technology. So the Constitution has given children the right to access to information by use of among very many tools, technology. Now, how does the same Constitution and other set of laws which you're going to tell us come into protecting children from harmful and dirty digital space? So what laws do we have away from the Constitution, and what else do we have that can be invoked in order to provide for safeguards and for solutions to the threats, risks, and vulnerabilities that we mentioned earlier?
So in Kenya, the law is very robust on protection of children. First, with the Constitution, there's Article 53. 53, yes. Yes, 53 of the Constitution, which talks about the rights of the child. The Constitution there says that in any decision involving a child, or in any matter involving a child, that the best interest of the child should be taken into consideration. Yes. And see, when you look at that, that is a very wide scope, that in anything, including in technology matters, that whichever agency, be it a school, be it a parent, be it a court, be it the government, they must look at, is this technology advancing the best interest of a child? So the best interest of a child is taken care of by technology through the Constitution. Yes. So when you look at Kenya is also a signatory to a treaty called Convention on the Rights of the Child. You're going to international law, I believe. Yes. Please, again, I want you to hold on at that point. Yes. Thank you very much for breaking down the Constitution. You mentioned Article 53, and the major principle is the best interest of the child. My directors again tell us that we are going to take the second shortest break and continue watching us, our viewers. We will see you on the third and final segment of Law Matters right after this very short break.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila uoga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Welcome back to Law Matters, the law that we always put into perspective all legal concepts in order to address your views and reviews and to also provide candid answers to all your very good questions. Tonight, we proceed with the topic protecting children from harmful technology, and helping us to debunk this topic is none other than Wakili Titus Job. So, Wakili, let us proceed from where you had stopped, and you were addressing yourself around legislative framework. You broke down the Constitution, how it provides for the rights of the child and the best interest principle, and now you are going, I believe, into some international tools or treaties before we come to our local legislation. So you can pick it up from where you had reached.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was saying Kenya is a signatory to the conventions on the right of the child, and the convention also provides for various rights of the child, and one of the rights is freedom from child abuse. But also the convention also talks about protection of children from child pornography, child trafficking, and all these kinds of abuses. The convention also places an obligation on the state, on the government, together with parents and guardians of children, to protect children from exposure to harmful technology in its various forms.
Forms, yes.
Yes. Then we have the Children's Act 2022, I believe.
Before you now boil down to our local legislations, I've not heard you mention. It just came off straight away from my head.
Yes.
Right now, we have too much use of technology by our young ones, and most critically is they use it for content creation.
Yes.
They sing, they dance, they do all manner of things, and there's now a complaint of body shaming. I think they call it body shaming. What do you think about that in terms of children trying to express themselves through fashions, through dances, through trends? They call it trends. And at the end of it, there's that bullying, as you call it, and also I've now heard people talk about body shaming. Is this body shaming an aspect or a vice or an offense that can be treated through application of some of these laws?
Yes, body shaming is part of cyberbullying, and it can be treated. Action can be taken against perpetrators.
Can be remedied.
Yes.
Okay.
Against perpetrators of this cyberbullying.
And this goes a very long way in affecting some of these people's self-value, self-esteem.
Yes.
It eats into them.
Yes.
So you can proceed telling us. Yeah.
Yes. Cyberbullying can be protected by the law. People can... There are various ways of enforcing the law against people who are engaged in cyberbullying. One is you can sue people for defamation.
Okay.
Yes, if people defame you, cyberbullying will, in most instances, involve defamation.
Yes.
Yes. So you can sue someone for defamation. People can be prosecuted under the Computer Misuse and
I
Cybercrimes
hear defamation
Act.
attracts a very handsome, if not beautiful, damages.
Yes,
payment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
It does. Yeah. So there's you talked about I was talking about criminal charges can be brought against people.
Yes.
For the same. Yes, and I think you can petition the owners of this these social media platforms where cyberbullying takes place.
Okay, the providers.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm talking about Meta for Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
And Twitter and all these social media platforms, TikTok. There's a way to petition for content that is harmful in terms of cyberbullying to be pulled down, and comments.
Okay.
The only problem with social media is that, especially with cyberbullying, sometimes it happens sporadically, very different users, and the numbers. So the volumes can be so big that it's difficult to prosecute
the whole...
Yes, everyone involved in the cyberbullying.
Yes.
Or to sue them for defamation. That is one. The other thing is that people hide behind usernames. So you cannot exactly tell who owns this account.
They use it, do you call it parody accounts or something?
Yes. Sometimes they're called parody accounts.
Okay.
Yes, they are trolls.
Okay.
Yes. So that's the other problem. Fake accounts that are created to.
But the good thing is you're telling us we have laws that can be invoked and provide remedies.
Yes.
Now, Wakili, you can proceed and continue telling us. Now, you're coming to our local legislations that touch on technology and protection of the children from harmful unhygienic digital space. You can continue.
Yes, I was talking about the Children's Act.
Yes.
In fact, the Children's Act is the 2022 Children's Act. It's very robust.
Yes.
Now it came to protect children against some of these digital vices that may target children. One is a very important one, known as grooming.
Okay.
Yeah, grooming is where an adult establishes communication with a child and tries to create an emotional connection or relationship with the child. Yes.
Okay.
So, and to use that emotional connection to manipulate them into, especially sexual.
In this grooming, do they get to interact? Like, is there a discussion between these two people, the child and that groomer? Do you call them groomers?
The predator.
The predator.
Yes.
Also, the child becomes the prey or something.
The prey, yes. Yeah. The child is the prey.
She falls or he falls to prey.
Yes.
Okay.
So the predator, who is grooming the child, is trying to create an emotional connection with the child to eventually lure them into sexual relationship.
Okay.
And sometimes it does not get there. It may not get there. Maybe the purpose of the emotional connection is to engage in sexual activity with the child when the child is already an adult.
Okay.
So the grooming is happening when the child is still
so this grooming
young.
Is sort of preparation.
Yes.
Preparing a child into sexual life or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that the predator, when caught, can say nothing happened, nothing sexual, physically sexual happened between us.
And
so
are these predators like real-time people or they're hypothetical figures?
They're human beings.
The real-time human beings.
Yes.
Okay.
They're adults. They are real-time adults who groom our children out there. And sometimes the grooming now can cross border into an actual crime. Like they can convince them to send what we call nude photos or nude videos, which are now used.
And actually, these children can go to the extent of doing that.
Yes.
Taking very inappropriate videos and images of them and
or
sharing.
Sensual dancing and
and sharing with the predators.
Yes. And the predator perhaps has a market for people who enjoy child pornography.
Okay. So they sell those videos and this is very serious.
Yes. Or they use it for their own gratification. maybe share with other people.
Uh-huh.
So grooming. Once the child has established an emotional connection, he trusts the predator and can do whatever the predator wants.
It's like a demand, or it's like a command.
Yes.
Okay.
Can even including trying to steal from their parents to give money to the predator.
Okay. Okay. Proceed. Tell us more about our local legislation.
Yes.
Yes. Our statutes that touch on this topic.
Yes. So when you look at Children's Act, it provides for something called child abuse. Child abuse. When you look at child abuse, the realm of child abuse, it involves the grooming. It involves child trafficking. Child trafficking basically is just moving a child from one place to another, and either confining them there for many other purposes. It could be for child labor. It could be for sexual activities. It could be for prostitution,
physical grooming.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So there is a child abuse involves what I've just mentioned.
Yes.
So child abuse, this it also involves neglecting a child and exposing them to anything that can harm them psychologically. So when parents just don't care what a child is doing in technology, that is a form of child abuse by failing to prevent physical or psychological harm that will get to a child. And we know that technology could result in very serious psychological harm on children and mental harm on children. I believe including children who become addicted to gaming such that they cannot go to school.
They go hiding in those gaming dens.
Yes.
Okay.
Or they go with phones to school and play games instead of focusing on their education.
Yes.
That is
So
child
they lose
abuse.
the focus.
Yes. So parents. So the Children's Act provides a very stringent requirements on parents to protect their children from anything that could harm them, including addiction to technology, including social media and the rest. Then there's the Data Protection Act.
Very critical.
Data Protection Act also provides for one of the things that it came to say is that.
And as you talk about the Data Protection Act, most of these children who are exposed to this digital space, a good number, a fair share of this number, they use their parents' gadgets, devices, mobile phones, and they may accidentally even share data that belongs to their parents by mere use of such devices that belong to their parents. So you can talk about that as you also address what you mentioned, the Data Protection Act. Yes, proceed.
Yes. So Data Protection Act bars organizations and individuals from processing data belonging to a child without the consent of their parents. So no website or digital platform should process data belonging to a child unless it's the parent that is actually doing that. So if a child wants to register to an email, the parent is the one who should open the email for them.
Okay.
If they want to register to a social media site, it's the parent who should open the social media site on their behalf, on the children's behalf, and actually have a control over that account until they become adults.
Okay.
Yes, and not only just the social media, but we can also talk about financial services, because these financial services have also moved into the digital space where banks are being operated through internet banking and they're
banking platforms.
Yes, including M-Pesa. Children should not operate M-Pesa on their own, and neither should they.
But talking about the financial aspect of technology and access to finances, there's online scamming.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what you're saying is, when these children are using these devices that belong to their parents, they may also accidentally leak out critical details or information to online scammers, right?
Yes.
That may end up using the same and fleece out accounts that belongs to these parents as well, right?
Yes.
So data protection should be very integral.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think practically parents should warn their children from sharing their numbers to people they don't trust, the parents' numbers to people they don't trust. And in fact, they should tell their children to only share their numbers when it's necessary. Maybe it's the school or it's absolutely necessary for you to share the number. Don't share the number to your parents' number to a stranger. So there's need for that, and not only the number, even ID numbers and any identification document that belongs to the parent. Parents need to teach their children not to share this information.
Thank you, Akili. I now want you to give us your concluding note, taking into account what you have taken us through, the technology, children, the challenges, the threats, risks, the law. Now, give us a concluding note summarizing all the above.
Yes. In conclusion, I just want to say that the state needs to take serious steps to start prosecuting people who are taking advantage of our children in the digital spaces. People who are violating our children's privacy, posting them on social media, creating content with children. We've seen a very sad scenario where a lady was discussing sexually graphic content with boys in high school. So we want government to take serious action. Yes, because these children are being now exposed to cyberbullying. Yes, but also parents need to take practical safeguards to protect their children.
I've also seen young parents nowadays who go live on TikTok and live on YouTube. Sometimes the content they create there, the children are on the background. They don't care that the children are there. And sometimes the children are getting information or feedback from the fans or from the viewers that really is not very good to those young ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So parents need to limit how much of their children they are posting.
Okay.
Yes, it should be when it's absolutely necessary. But parents also need to supervise whatever electronic devices, gadgets that they give to their children. Parents need to supervise. If they do not know how to operate those devices, the parents themselves, they can try to learn. They can access tools by the Communication Authority of Kenya on how to protect their children from a harmful technological exposure. Apart from supervised access, I think parents also need to limit the screen time of their children. It's not safe. First, it's not safe, but it's also not healthy for a child to be glued to the television and mobile phones and tablets an entire day.
Quite a long time.
Yes.
Thank you. That was our expert tonight, Wakili Titus Job, who's taken us through the entire debunking of our topic tonight, which was very enticing, on how to protect our children from very unhealthy, unsafe, and unhygienic digital space. For our viewers who are at home, who've been with us throughout this episode, you've heard what our expert has had to say tonight. And so we need to supervise, we need to monitor, we need to regulate, we need to limit this active consumption of digital space and technology for our children. I have been your host, Elvin Onsongo, on this mother of all law talk shows on your television. Until we see you again, and next week, same day, same time, continue watching your favorite TV, KUTV, and have a very good night.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome